After a lot of testing, I found that this emblem set is the best for Fanny from early game all the way to late game. And I'm gonna show you why and how we came up with it. For maximum damage, we're gonna use Assassin Emblem as our base, and we're gonna test out to find out why we came to the conclusion that this is the best emblem set. So let's start with the first emblem. We only got two emblems that helps with damage, and that is the Thrill and Rupture. And here's the damage side by side without any items. As you can see, penetration is better than attack, and so we're gonna use Rupture as our first emblem. For the second emblem, it's not easy to choose which one is the best, so we need a lot of tests in order to determine which is the best. And let's narrow it down to these three emblems. We are not going to be testing Spell Vamp just because our playstyle would be an assassin. We're going to go in and out, and we won't be staying long in the fight to reap the maximum benefit of Spell Vamp. First, let's test these three in the early game where you don't have any items yet except the jungling boots, and we're just gonna see which among them helps us the most in the early game. To the right we have Seasoned Hunter, in the middle we have Weapons Master, and to the left we have Master Assassin. Seasoned Hunter obviously helps you farm faster, but I didn't expect to be this big of a difference. Almost 2 seconds. That's a huge difference because that will allow you to get to your core items much faster and snowball early on and eventually dominate the game. You may ask, if the goal is to get to your core items faster, why not just use Bargain Hunter? Because it gives you 5% discount on all items. And that's just it. It only gives you discount, but it doesn't give you extra stats for the middle and late game. It's basically useless once you have full items. And now we're gonna move on to test these emblems on the turtle, and now we will have an item, the Fury Hammer. For now, we will not include Master Assassin. The one on the right is Seasoned Hunter, and the one on the left is Weapons Master. These are the only tier 2 emblems that would give us any sort of additional stats when it comes to objectives. That's the reason why we're pitting them against each other. And as you can see, Seasoned Hunter has the advantage. And it's the same thing with the small letter Lord, even with full items. Just like with the turtle, the one on the right is Seasoned Hunter and the one on the left is Weapons Master. It's very close now, but Seasoned Hunter wins by a fraction of a second. Now let's test these emblems in fighting against enemy heroes. And we're just gonna use the standard ultimate burst combo. So it will be these three emblems again, and we're gonna start off with no items at all. So we have Seasoned Hunter to the right, Weapons Master at the middle, and Master Assassin to the left. It's only a small difference between Master Assassin and Weapons Master. Okay, now we're gonna test them with full items now. So we have Seasoned Hunter to the right, Weapons Master at the middle, and Master Assassin to the left. And surprisingly, Weapons Master has a bit more damage than Master Assassin. And Seasoned Hunter is not too far behind. So in summary, Master Assassin will have 1 out of 3 for farm and objectives simply because it doesn't help with those. For fighting, we'll only give it 2 out of 3 simply because it only activates when the enemy is alone. And if there's a lot of enemies nearby, then it's completely useless. So that's a total of 4 out of 9. For Weapons Master, we will only give it 1 out of 3 for farm, especially in the early game, because it only takes effect when you have items. That's why for objectives, we're gonna rate it as 2 out of 3, simply because by the time you get to Turtle and the small letter L Lord, you will already have a lot of items. It's a bit slower than Seasoned Hunter, hence 2 out of 3. For fighting, we score it 3 out of 3 because if we have full items, then you can deal more damage than with Master Assassin, and the good thing about it is it doesn't depend whether the enemy is alone or not, it always takes effect. So its total points is 6 out of 9. For Seasoned Hunter, we score it 3 out of 3 for both farm and objectives. It doesn't really contribute directly to fighting, but it would help you farm faster so that you can get your core items fast. And as you saw on the previous test, Seasoned Hunter's damage on full items does not fall far behind. So we score it 2 out of 3 for a total of 8 out of 9, which makes Seasoned Hunter the best choice. Now for the third emblem, we're gonna test these two. Let's start with no items first. The one on the right is Lethal Ignition and the one to the left is Warcry. These are the only two that give significant attack boost, And as you can see, Lethal Ignition deals more damage. Now let's test it with full items, and again the one on the right is Lethal Ignition and the one to the left is Warcry. And as you can see, Lethal Ignition has a significantly bigger damage. So our third emblem is definitely Lethal Ignition. The question now is, what items best go with this emblem? Watch this video to find out.